This is Big Bob with my 2 bobs worth, and you don't get much for 2 bob these days. Well, the Fitzroy Lions have been and gone back to sunny Queensland with the 2 of the 4 points that were up for grabs, with the remaining 2 safely in the Crows' back pocket. And what a game it was that embedded and ebbed and flowed under the autumn sun and crescent moon from one half to the next. And you could count on the thumbs of one hand the number of people who went home early to catch their train, bus or other form of transportation of their choice. It was an arm wrestle from go to woe that seesawed back and forth throughout, taking everyone on a roller coaster ride that was worth queuing up for, despite the temptations of scones with jam and cream at the inevitable Mother's Day bun fights proliferating around the district. Not to mention the Lamingtons, my personal favourite. And didn't both sides show a willingness to want to win, and full credit to them for that. Nick seemed to have his finger on every pulse and was able to quell the potential match winners in Cameron and Neil with tactical positionings that by and large had the desired effect, but unfortunately did not tip the scales in the final outcome, which was a draw. Having said that, to state the bleeding oblivious fact, he activated his tactical sub too early, thus leaving us one short on the bench due to the wrist injury in the lower region of Worrell's left arm, or it could have been his right one, giving Nankervis a well-deserved opportunity, although I can't understand why he wasn't in the starting 21 in the first place, but what would I know? Only 60-odd years or so as a student of the game. Hey, Wally? Fogarty he stuck a few grabs and had his best game for some time, slotting 4 goals into the bargain, but 5 would have been better. While crowd favourite Rankin, 3 goals, continues to write himself into the annals of household name status here in SA, along with Omo and Westinghouse and other household goods. Himmelsbird's 2 meaningful goals also deserve mention. However, some of their forward movements were uglily executed, but strangely effective, as they persisted with handballing sideways and backwards in a tactic that makes it well nigh impossible to move forward into attack, geographically speaking, with any fluency, thus giving the big forwards a one-on-one chance to take a big grab and a shot on goal. And won't it make a difference when Big Phil Thorpe returns to the fold, and I for one cannot wait. Still, the guardrails were off all game, and although the umpiring at times was horrendously inept, and that's being kind, there were very few interruptions caused by VRS, 50-metre penalties and other inanities that so often mar the game and fail to maintain any relevance for players and barrackers alike. These anomalies are part of the changing landscape of football that we must endure, and are a symptom of the times that we live in, without the man on the street having any clues as to why and the reasons therein for their emergence. Far be it from me to diagnose the remedies, but surely someone in the AFL Brains Trust has their eye on the ball and can see the factors that contribute to the inherently detrimental effect the aforementioned inexplicable tendencies are having on the game. I imagine that the squeaky wheel will need to get a whole lot squeakier before the powers that be sit up and take notice, as we wait with bated breath for that to occur. Let's just hope they don't throw the baby out with the bathwater in the meantime. Until next time, this has been Big Bob, showing sufficient intent and having a realistic attempt to provide hard evidence as to the big issues that so often go under the radar and through to the keeper. You have been hearing and feeling Big Bob with my 2 bobs worth, and you don't get much but 2 bob these days, whether you like it or not. And thanks for listening. And remember, Leroy looked like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. Comme ci, comme ça.